What is up guys, Dzeeff here, and today we're looking at some OCG reveals. We got a couple new cards for tribute summoning, which are really interesting, and we have a couple more ice barrier cards as well. We're not done talking about ice barriers. I do want to mention here real quick, if you're watching today's video on Black Friday, that TCG Player is doing a Black Friday bonus bucks sale. So the bonus bucks, it's like store credit that goes back into your account after you purchase stuff. So if you buy stuff, you get 10% of that order back into your account for future purchases, which is really nice. If you guys are buying stuff on TCG Player, please use my link in the description below. But anyway, let's talk about some new OCG reveals. Angel 01 is a level 1 light fairy monster that says you can special summon this card from your hand by revealing one level 7 or higher monster in your hand, and you can only special summon one Angel 01 this way per turn. The second effect, which is really cool, while this special summoned card is in the monster zone, you can tribute one level 7 or higher monster during your main phase in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So what this card does, it combines like free tribute fodder with a double summon type effect, and that is pretty cool actually. I don't know what deck right now this card would go into. Obviously they're restricting it a little here. It doesn't go into any deck with like level 5 or 6 monsters, but if you're trying to summon level 7 or 8 monsters and you're trying to tribute summon them, this card could be pretty good. I know it's kind of surprising because how often do we really see generic tribute summoning support, especially in 2020, but I think this card is better than people are giving it credit for. It's not like mind-blowing, but I mean, having a double summon effect on a card that can special summon itself for free is really good in decks that are trying to tribute summon high-level monsters. Oh, and by the way, Angel 01 is related to Angel 07, a card released back in 2008. I think they're both from like the manga or the anime or something, but this card says, if this card is tribute summoned, it gains this effect. Neither player can activate monster effects, so it's basically like a Majesty's Fiend, and I know being level 7 compared to Majesty's Fiend with only 100 more attack doesn't sound that much better, but if it does combo with this new Angel 01, maybe people will be more willing to play this card. I would also say that Vanity's Ruler is a very good card to play with Angel 01. Maybe you even play this card in Monarchs. You know, they have all of their stuff back, they're at full power, and this card's pretty good in that deck. You know, you can special summon it by revealing Ether or Erebus, and then it's like free fodder on the field, and it also gives you an extra normal summon, which is pretty decent. Overall, I think that Angel 01 is a very cool card, and I can't wait to see if people actually find places to use it if people are trying to tribute summon in the future. Tellus the Little Angel is another card for this sort of theme. This one is a level 3 light fairy monster that says, if this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can special summon one Tellus Wing token, which is a level 1 monster with 0 attack and 0 defense, and also if you control a Tellus Wing token, you can banish this card from your graveyard and one spell in your hand, which is kind of rough, but special summon 2 Tellus Wing tokens. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except from your hand. So the idea here, I guess, is that this does put more and more tribute fodder on your board. You really can't do too much like link summoning or synchro summoning with these cards. I suppose the first token that you summon with the number 1 effect here does let you do whatever you want, but if you want to use that second ability, you are only restricted to special summoning monsters from your hand for the rest of the turn. I don't know if this card is good enough to see play. I suppose if you were trying to look for cards to put a bunch of monsters on the board for tribute summons, this wouldn't be like the worst thing imaginable, but I think the previous card is a lot better. Next up, we have ice barrier support, which I've talked about in the past before. We've made a few videos talking about the structure deck and stuff like that. This, I believe, is the final card in the structure deck. You remember the last review video I made, I said that I thought those were the final cards, but a couple people said there might be more cards in the structure deck that we don't know about yet, and I think that that's what this is. So this is Vessel Miko of the Ice Barrier, a level 4 water spellcaster that says if you control an ice barrier monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is pretty good. if you control another Ice Barrier monster, defense position monsters your opponent controls cannot change their battle positions. Okay, I guess it's not an Ice Barrier unless it has like a weird floodgate effect that no one really cares about. And finally, if you control an Ice Barrier monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Ice Barrier token, Aqua Water level 1, attack and defense 0. So I like this card a lot, and you know, maybe I've been too optimistic about the Ice Barrier support. Every time I make a video on these cards, I say they're pretty good, and a lot of commenters are like, these cards are awful, but I'm gonna wait and see because I think they actually do have a lot of promise. This card in particular is really cool. It puts a free body on the board, and you'll most likely use that for a synchro summon or a link summon, and then it's an extra body in the graveyard as well by summoning a free token to your field. I think this card is being sort of downplayed by a lot of the community. It might not look like super flashy or super crazy, but I think putting extra monsters on the field is nothing to sort of just like ignore, because I think this card could be potentially a very important piece in many Ice Barrier combos. Free special summons in decks that want to summon extra deck monsters consistently and reliably are always going to be good, and I think that this card is pretty good in an Ice Barrier deck, but we'll just have to wait and see. Moving away from the structure deck here, we have Lightning Overdrive, the core set after Blazing Vortex, and we have Mirror Judge of the Ice Barrier, and I just want to say here, what the hell is this thing? It is horrible, but let's take a look. So it's a level 4 water monster that says, while you control another Ice Barrier monster, your opponent loses 500 life points each time they pay life points to activate a card or effect. What? Who cares? I mean, that's such a weird restriction. Like I said, I mean, all the Ice Barrier cards, they're just weird floodgates that put really minor restrictions on your opponent's plays. No one really cares about this effect. At first, I thought it was like a chain energy effect, and I thought that it required your opponent to lose 500 life points every single time they activated any card or effect, but it's only when they pay life points already, so it's like Solemns and stuff like that. I just don't think that effect matters that much. The second effect is you can target up to 2 Ice Barrier monsters in your graveyard and up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle them into the deck. Okay, it's like a cool recycling effect that kind of disrupts your opponents, potentially, but realistically, because it's not a quick effect, no one really cares. Finally, if you control an Ice Barrier monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 attack position monster on the field, change it to defense position. Yeah, this card is terrible. I think you guys probably already know that. If people think I'm too optimistic about Ice Barriers, I will tell you that I am not optimistic about this card. I think this card is very, very bad, and I don't think it'll be played at all, even if Ice Barriers do become a competitively viable deck. Anyway though, that is all for today's video. Make sure to use my link in the description below for tcgplayer.com if you guys want to take part in those bonus bucks for Black Friday. I'll see you later though. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.